So, Mr. AJ, tell me what's on your mind.
Well, Doc, as good as it is to finally get my appointment, I come with less than pleasing subject matter.
And what might that be?
Well, I don't want to say who in my family, since I still love them and they love me. But it's a matter of me being a brony and the response and or fear of it. See, when it comes to how they react to me being a brony, most either don't care or think it's cool. And then there are those who pretty much react the way most closet bronies fear one would react if they knew their loved one watched a show for little girls.
I see. I would guess that aside from the looks of confusion, or even going so far as to be upset, your family and friends start suggesting what else you should be doing with your free time?
More or less. But I've always been like that. Though as I got older, there's always been a push for me to watch and do more grown-up things. Which I have. But they keep saying that by sticking with shows like MLP, I'll never have a life, get a good job, and pretty much anything and everything negative that's been said about us.
And just what are you doing to prepare for your future, if you don't mind my asking?
Not sure what this has to do with this, but I've been working hard to ready myself so that I can move out of my parents' house. I've come far to overcome a lot of handicaps and problems that come with my disability, continuing to work on my writing and make videos to inspire others like me, while also having a good job. Though the least pleased in my family keeps saying I need to ditch the ponies, or it will ruin my life. But what do you think, Doc?
Well, the reason I ask comes down to whether your family and friends see you as a success in life. When others can easily tell how much you are improving upon yourself and even your surroundings, they tend to be far more willing to let you live your own life as you see fit. When they notice you struggling or simply disagree with the path you've chosen, people need to find a reason why. And while MLP may not be a legitimate reason in most cases, it is a very easily identifiable element in a person's life, while at the same time being well outside what is considered the norm. Would you say that you see yourself as a success yet?
Well, I guess. I still have a long ways to go as a person, won't deny it. However, MLP has been a big part of it. I stress in all my videos that it's a wonderful show for people with autism like myself and many of my friends in the community to watch. I've strived to improve myself and think more optimistically through the characters in the show, while I've improved on my speech skills and writing talents by being in the creative part of the community. However, with the naysayers, they keep saying the good doesn't outweigh the bad. Like, if I may, can I question you to make my problems a little more understandable, Doc?
Ask away, AJ.
Okay. So I understand from watching your videos at least, that you have a loving and understanding family, a wonderful lady you're married to, and even a career as an accountant? Is this correct?
Indeed.
Okay, so what if, when you started watching MLP, or when you started to make fan content, your whole family started to distance themselves and their kids from you? Your wife kept looking at you funny, and eventually left. And one day your boss fired you for whatever reason, perhaps saying the company is afraid about having a weirdo who watches a girls show was bad for the company image. A little extreme, I know, but it's more or less those who worry about me this fandom keeps saying. And it's not just a fear I can easily shake off.
I don't suppose your friends and family have ever met anyone else in the fandom aside from yourself?
Afraid not. Been too nervous.
Well then, if they are unable or just unwilling to look further into the fandom and find positive examples, then it will have to come down to your example. You would have to show them in a way they can easily understand why MLP has had an uplifting influence in your life. You'd need to show them firsthand that their fears are not as true to life as they say they are. Because if you can't show them at least that much, AJ, then I'd say there's some truth to their fears and you need to better appreciate their point of view. Do you think you can do that for me, AJ?
I suppose so. I mean, yeah, I do think a lot of their fears are extreme, but I'd be a bit of a hypocrite if I said what they say wasn't all out there. I do remember having pulled an all-nighter to read a fanfic and finish a project that affected my performance at work the next day. And I know how being too obsessed with something can be a bad thing and label you. One example someone in my family gave was this guy who lives in town that has his house covered top to bottom with Care Bears merchandise, and it is all he ever talks about. And as a result, people make fun of him. Still, I'm far from that, and I've learned better to remember to put my job and family first, and MLP isn't the only thing I watch and like. And I suppose bronies like yourself would be a prime example of the worst case scenario not being true.
I appreciate your vote of confidence, and I do hope you find some of this helpful, AJ. I imagine this will not be an easy struggle for you to overcome, but if it's important enough, you'll find a way. Shall we continue on this next week?
If you're up for it, sure. I think I'll just try and focus on improving myself. Thanks for seeing me. Hope we get a chance to meet if I ever get them comfortable with the idea of myself going to a convention one day.
Much of that will have to do with you, AJ, and I wish you best of luck with that. Take care. It's good to be helping.